What's up, peeps? Nick Battle, aka Nino's Corner, man. First off, if you like this content that is coming your way, hit that subscribe button. It means a ton and it means a lot. And also, folks, if you're listening to this on the streaming podcast platform, whether it is Apple Play, Google Play, Stitcher, Breaker, like, comment, subscribe. It means a ton to help this channel grow. But today, folks, we're going to talk about a running back review. We're going to give a small little snippet about, is Jonathan Brooks ready to carry the load? We understand that Texas has lost their two top rushers last year in Bijan Robinson and Roshan Johnson. We understand how effective and how efficient both of them were. Bijan being a top 10 pick in the draft this year, and Rojo, who was his backup, who probably could have started for damn near any team in the league last year, and probably 60% of the teams in college football last year ended up getting drafted by the Chicago Bears on day two. Now, the big question is, how is the Texas running game going to look without those two studs carrying the load for them? Is Jonathan Brooks ready to carry the load? I think Jonathan Brooks is. We're going to go over that right after our first sponsor and talk about what he is to this team and how great he can be. This episode is brought to you by BetUS.com. Go to betus.com and get yourselves a 125% sign up bonus using the promo code NinosCorner at betus.com. Folks, go download that betus.com app from your favorite Apple phone or Android phone and get yourselves a 125% sign up bonus using the promo code NinosCorner. All right, folks, and we're back. As you know, we did lose Bijan Robinson and Roshan Johnson to the draft in 2023 draft, folks. And the question today is Jay Brooks going to be ready here to actually carry the load here for the Texas running back room rotation? I don't think he's going to have to do this alone either, folks. We got him. We got Cedric Baxter, who is the 5-star coming out of Florida. We have Jaden Blue, who a lot of people love to forget that Jaden Blue was the number one running back in the country before he opted out of his senior season in high school. And then, of course, we got Keelan Robinson. And then don't forget Savion Red and Trey Wisner. Folks, we have a very stacked running back room here. I'm loving what we're hearing here from Savion Red. I'm definitely loving what we're hearing here from Jonathan Brooks and CJ Baxter as well, and Keelan. Look, folks, we got a lot of great talent there, but the focus today is going to be on Jonathan Brooks. A lot of folks are wondering, is this running back room going to stack up to what we had in the previous year? And I can say from a talent standpoint, maybe not. Bijan was one of the most talented running backs we have seen in a long time in college football. However, one thing that I will say, and I have been stressing this from the start of this offseason, is that I think that this running back room is going to be able to put up very comparable numbers to what we had last year. And I say that because the Texas offensive line is much more mature, much more improved. You got to think, last year, folks, we started two true freshmen on that line in Cole Hudson and Kelvin Banks Jr. Now, we know Kelvin Banks Jr. ended up becoming a freshman All-American and one of the best left tackles in college football as a true freshman. Cole Hudson, he played at the right guard position, and he did have his freshman moments, but he did play very well and was stout at the point of attack there. And so those two are going to have a little bit more seasoning, a little bit more, just being more mature in the system and knowing exactly what to do and knowing the speed of the game. And they tasted some success, even with their flaws that they had in their freshman year. They were able to taste some success with the team going 8-4 in the regular season. And not only do we have those two, but folks, we had a 7-man offensive line class for the 2021 cycle. For the 2022 cycle. And in 2023, we had 5. So, folks, when you take a look at just those 7 from the first cycle, Kelvin Banks Jr., Cam Williams, DJ Campbell, Cole Hudson, Connor Robinson, Malik Abbo, and Neto. Those are 7 guys, folks, is probably the best offensive line recruiting class that Texas has seen per a star ranking, probably in the history of Texas football, and one of the top offensive line classes that college football has seen over the last decade or so. Now, if you go and take a look at that next class in 2023, you got these big humans. You got your Connor Strohs, your Kojos, the Chapmans, the Goosebys, folks. You got a lot of great players, Peyton Kirkland as well. And so you have an offensive line that is getting SEC ready. But I want to bring it back to that 2022 class. That 2022 class is going to be able to shine this year because they have off seasons that they were able to go through and be able to actually mature. Then you have that 2022 class coupled with the previous guys that were already there, and a Christian Jones who has decided to come back to school this year and play for 2023 season as well. You have Jake Majors as well, and then you have a Hayden Connor as well also. So Hayden Connor, man, that left guard position next to Kelvin Banks, and I don't see that changing. That's going to be an outstanding, left side of that line. You have your center in Jake Majors, who we're hearing some scuttle that there's going to be some competition going there for that center position. We're hearing that people are, that Cal Flood is wanting to basically try out Cole Hudson there a la like we had last year with Junior Angelau tinkering at center prior to him getting hurt. And then, at that right guard position, if Cole Hudson doesn't battle out and win that position at the center position, at the right guard position, you got Cole Hudson and DJ Campbell. How do we get those two on the field at the same time? All right. And then at the right tackle position, we already know that Christian Jones is manning that. This is a much more experienced line than what Bijan had to run with last year, a much more physical and talented line than what Bijan and Rojo have had to run behind over the last 3 years. That's the reason why I think this running back room is going to have a very comparable season overall in the totality of what Texas was able to do with their two running backs, rushing for over 2,000 yards between Bijan and actually Rojo as well. So I think it's going to be very comparable, a very balanced approach here. But I think Jonathan Brooks is going to be the steady hand of that line, and we're going to give you some reasons why. We're going to pop on over to NinosCornerSports.com, and we're going to show you exactly why I believe that. All right, folks, we're back. If you go to NinosCornerSports.com, you take a look at the page that you're looking at here. We'll go to the analysis side of the house and go to the running backs. If we take a look at Jonathan Brooks, if we scroll down and just see what the running backs did over the last year, if you take a look, Bijan having 1,579 yards, Rojo having 554, but the running back that's going to be the bell cow probably this year, it's going to be down there, number 24, Jonathan Brooks. Jonathan Brooks, 30 attempts for 197 yards, has an NCN number 98.87, which led all players on the Texas roster with 30 carries or more. 98.87, folks, when it comes to the NCN rushing number, that's how effective and efficient a runner is. First downs per attempt, touchdowns per attempt, all those numbers going to one. It's my own, special coded formula that I've been formulating over the past 4 or 5 years. But the NCN number, folks, the average NCN number for an average NCAA running back is around 55 points. You see Bijan and Rojo definitely bested that, folks, at 86.33 and 70.63 respectively. But the guy that we're talking about today here is going to be Jonathan Brooks at 98.97, which is almost double what is the average for the NCN number for NCAA. Now, he only had 2 catches last year in the game against Washington, where he had 8 touches and he had 2 touchdowns on those 8 touches. He had two catches for 36 yards and a touchdown. So that number is going to be a little inflated there for the receiving side of the house. However, let's go ahead and let's take a look on a game-by-game basis for Jonathan Brooks and see just exactly why I believe he's going to have a pretty damn good season. So if you click on Jonathan Brooks' names, you'll see. So number 24, Jonathan Brooks, running back, 6 foot, about 199 pounds. Texas is the team. His rushing numbers here, NCN rushing for the 2022 season, folks, 98.87. 30 attempts, 197 yards, 6.57 yards per attempt, 11 first down. So he had a first down per attempt of 37%, which is great. You want your running back to kind of teeter around that 30 to 33% range, meaning every third play I give that guy the ball, he's going to get a first down. So he got 37%, which means every third play, he is going to get a first down. On those 30 attempts, he had 5 touchdowns, folks, 5 touchdowns rushing, which means, look, every 6th carry that he had a touchdown. Jonathan Brooks is an explosive runner. His touchdown per attempt rate, folks, is at 17%, which is outstanding. So he is an explosive runner. So take a look at the XPs. XP stands for explosive plays. He had 3 explosive plays on 30 attempts, meaning 10% of his touches were explosive plays in nature. From the from the running back position, that's plays that are 15 yards or more. So he had 3 runs that were 15 yards or more out of those 30 attempts, which is outstanding. A 10% clip rate at explosive plays per rush. Now, folks, successful plays rushing. A successful play from the Ninos Corner sports narrative is a play that gets at least half of the yardage needed on first down to get another first down, at least 70% of the yards on second down needed to get a first down, and you got to get all the yardage on third down for it to be a successful play. If it does go to fourth down, you got to get all the yardage on fourth down for that to be an SP, aka a successful play. Jonathan Brooks, folks, had a 47% successful play per attempt, basically around 50%. Every other play was successful in nature for him, which is outstanding. You want that number to be around the 50% range, and we have seen that he is a very successful running back when he is able to get those touches. He had no fumbles this year. He had no fumbles that were actually lost this year. Just this year, also 2 targets and 2 receptions for 37 yards and 1 touchdown. And so his yards per target are 18.5, and his yards per reception are also 18.5. A first down on one of those catches and 1 touchdown, but he had so few numbers when it comes to receiving. We're just going to focus on his rushing. So this is why I believe Jonathan Brooks is going to be the guy who is going to carry this team to have some great things, is because when you go back and look at this season, he didn't play many games. He played against OU. He played against ULM. He played against Kansas and Washington. But in those 4 games, 6 attempts, 32 yards, 2 first downs, 1 touchdown against ULM. Against OU, 7 attempts, for 39 yards, over 5.5 yards per carry, and 3 first downs and a touchdown. And then the Kansas game is where I think everybody saw him shine, and we were like, we could get used to this. We could get used to this. Kansas, even though that game was a blowout, we got to see exactly what Jonathan Brooks could do. 11 attempts for 108 yards at 9.8 yards per attempt. 5 first downs, folks. So a first down per attempt rate of 45%, outstanding. Remember, you want that number to be about 33%. And touchdowns, 2 touchdowns on 11 attempts for 18%. And I think on explosive plays, folks, he had 1 explosive play, meaning 1 rush of 15 yards or more. And he had 6 successful plays, folks. Right there, 6 successful plays. So his successful play rate per attempt at 55%. In all, Jonathan Brooks had an outstanding year this year when it comes to just being that third running back. I'm expecting him to do a lot more things and a lot greater things here at Texas for the upcoming season. I think that he is going to be the bell cow here. And if he is able to be that bell cow, I just got a feeling that he's going to do great things here at Texas. I'm very excited about it. I think that Jonathan Brooks is ready to carry the load here at the University of Texas as that bell cow running back. Now, let's be honest. He won't have to do it by himself this year. Like I said, it's going to be a running back by committee. Jonathan Brooks, Jaden Blue, Keelan Robinson, Cedric Baxter, Savion Red. We have an embarrassment of riches at the running back room. However, injuries are very prevalent at that position. Jonathan Brooks is one of the most shiftier backs. He has great vision. I love the way he plays. He kind of reminds me at the way that he picks and chooses the lanes and the holes in which he wants to run through. Almost like a Le'Veon Bell. He's very patient, and when he makes that first cut, he's on to the races. So I love what I see out of Jonathan Brooks. I'm hoping that he's going to do great things here at Texas for the 2023 cycle. I think he's going to have a really good season along with the other running backs in that room, because this offensive line, I think, is going to be better than what we had last year, than what Bijan and Rojo had to run behind. But on that note, folks, let me know what you think on that. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. It's all good. But just like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Ninos Corner, we're out. But I'm going to tell you guys, like I tell you guys all the time, do you. Don't be afraid to fail. Outgrow your environment. Understand your brilliance. Ninos Corner, we're out. Horns always up. Hook 'em.